About to get this live here started soon, guys. Let me know if the volume sounds good. I might turn up a little bit here. All right, let's get started here. This thing always does this to me. Activate. Welcome, guys, to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien. Hopefully the volume is not too loud. I'm gonna just turn it down on my end here. But yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna be talking about Solana here first, and then I think my buddy John wants to talk about Ethereum. But let's get into the news for today for Solana, and then we'll start looking at some of these other cryptocurrencies here and looking at the charts. And I'll be taking your requests as well, so feel free to request whatever cryptocurrency you want me to talk about. And we could also talk about stocks too, but seems like cryptocurrencies are just a little bit more fun to talk about. Here we have an article here from Coin Republic saying that U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, there's some optimism right now about a Solana ETF approval. Okay, the SEC requested Solana ETF S1 registration form amendments. Solana open interest soared by about $1 billion this week. Solana holds on to the 15% gain from its 7-day low, but will ETF optimism push towards $200. Let's see. So someone just said something about my live stream here on TikTok. Let me see. All right. Okay, anyways, back to the live stream here. The Solana ETS could soon become a reality. Okay, the Solana ETS narrative is back in the limelight, and this time it is courtesy of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. Several companies submitted applications for Solana ETS in the last 12 months. This includes Grayscale, Bitwise, and VanEck, among others, and those applications maintain a pending status, which could be about to turn into approvals here. Recent reports reveal that the SEC requested Solana ETF applicants to submit amended S1 application forms in about a week's time. The request was reportedly aimed at establishing how the companies will approach Solana staking. Development suggests that the ETS may have a staking angle, which will allow investors, especially institutions, to stake for passive gains. If this will be the case, then the Solana ETF approval will encourage a long-term holder approach. Speaking of approvals, reports also reveal that the SEC might respond within the next 4 to 5 weeks. In other words, there's a decent chance that Solana ETS will receive regulatory green light in July or early August. Now, this is very interesting, guys, because if Solana gets an spot ETF approved here in the United States, then what does that mean for Ethereum and the Ethereum staking ETF? So I know there's some applications out there for an Ethereum spot ETF that will have staking allowed. If Solana gets it, then I think Ethereum is also going to get it as well here. Let's do a little bit more digging into this article here. They say that the Solana ETF approvals expectations trigger market hype. News of Solana ETS potentially approaching approvals had a noteworthy impact on the market. Open interest in the derivative segment surged to $7.3 billion, which was up by almost $1 billion from its lowest level in the last 7 days. All right, guys, I have to make some adjustments here because apparently TikTok is not allowing me to stream this. I might have to just not stream at all if that's the case for TikTok. But yeah, let me try this again one more time with TikTok. Let me just fire this up here because that's unfortunate. All right, Hope you guys are enjoying the music. Let me know if it's too loud or if the volume's good. I know I asked that before, but I just want to make sure everybody else is okay with it too. Alright. So we have Solana ETF that might possibly get approved this summer here, guys. Let's go into the charts here for Solana, and then we'll take a look at Ethereum after that. Right now, we're looking at the Solana price, currently trading at $159.67 here on Coinbase Exchange. And we had a decent red candle here. I think this is because there's news that Iran and Israel might be going at it with each other this summer. The U.S. talks with Iran and their nuclear enrichment program is looking like it's not going too well here, and Israel might actually strike Iran soon. So that, I think, sent shockwaves through the markets, and that's the reason why we're getting a red candle. We were up as high as about $168.38 here on Solana earlier in the day. Let me go ahead and we'll zoom into the hourly chart just to see, like, you know, when that news might have affected the markets here. So yeah, I mean, we were doing pretty good Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning here, and it looks like the news came out around like 12 o'clock this afternoon about Iran and Israel, and that sent us down here around like 1 o'clock East Coast time here. We lost about 1.69% in 1 hour, and then we lost a few more, you know, we got a few more red candles showing up here on the chart. This thing might actually come down to as low as this green line here, which is the 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. That's showing that we could get some support for Solana at $157, but there's even stronger support at $154, where the 200-day and 100-day moving average is currently sitting at for the 1 hour time frame here. Now let me go back into the daily time frame here. Daily time frame for Solana, we do know that we have significant resistance on Solana at $175, because that's where the 200-day moving average is sitting at. We also have a 0.786 retracement level that says that there could be some resistance at $165, which I think we already seen that in the last couple of days here. We've been having a hard time getting past $165 here on Solana over the last couple of days here. Even though we did go past it, you can just count that number as the reason why we're getting some resistance right now. And yeah, we might have to come down to the $154 area for Solana to actually get some more bids here, some more buy orders in. Let's see. I think my buddy John here wants to talk about Ethereum. He's wondering if we can still be bullish on Ethereum, and he's wondering if Ethereum is still cheap to buy here. All right. Let me just finish off here on Solana, and then we'll get into Ethereum. So yeah, downside target, I think Solana could get some support here at $154 or $157. If it does lose that, we have a 618 that could get support at $150, where Solana was getting some sideways trading action in that area. So I still think Solana can maintain above 150 bucks. We briefly went below 150 bucks here on last Thursday and Friday before we started catching some bids over the weekend. So I think Solana does want to stay above 150 bucks in the meantime here, but I could be wrong. All right, I could be very wrong, but I think for the most part the charts are saying that 150 bucks should hold that support. And if we go up to higher prices here for Solana, we do have a 1618 that says that we could see Solana get up to a $239, and it would just be okay. I mean, it wouldn't be not normal. It would actually be okay, because the $239 level is the level that where Solana was trading at sideways back here in January and November of last year. So that should be a take profit target for most investors, especially the ones that bought here in November. They probably want to just break even and get out of Solana at that price. All right, so we did talk about Solana, but if this good bit of news happens for Solana's ETF in the summer, and they get a Solana ETF approved, then I believe that Ethereum should be getting a a staking ETF approved as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. See how Ethereum is doing right now. Ethereum is currently trading at $2,766 here. Ethereum was looking pretty good earlier today before the news about the whole Israel-Iran situation came out today, and the Middle East is under tensions right now. We had Ethereum as high as $2,880, almost got as high as $2,900 here, and I think yeah, around like 12 or 1 o'clock this afternoon, at least on my time, East Coast time, we saw the price get knocked down here. So here we are around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We saw Ethereum as high as 28.73, and we lost about 1.3% in that hour. And then we had a few more red candles, and here we are just losing our support on the 21 EMA. Could Ethereum come down lower? Well, I do see some sideways trading action right here around like 2,733. 2740. That should provide some support for Ethereum. Let's get into the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. Yeah, I'm just gonna mark this on the chart here for now for you guys. I think right here, 2730 should be a price where Ethereum should get a bounce, because those were the opening body, the candle body closes and the candle body openings back here last week for Ethereum, and on Tuesday and yeah, I'm sorry, not last week, yesterday. So I think that price should hold. But I want more confluence. I want to see some areas of confluence here. I can't just eyeball candlesticks here. Let's go ahead and turn the VRVP here real quick, see what it says. VRVP says there is a point of control right below us at 2685. So that's a little bit below the 2730. However, the 2730 does have a high volume node here. So I think 2730 should be a good area to start putting in some bid orders here on Ethereum if you haven't already. But if we lose that level, then I think the next level should be about 2690. Or yeah, basically where this point of control is at, this blue line here. Okay, that's why I would try to put some bid orders in for Ethereum, see if you can get some relatively cheaper Ethereum than what you can get right now. I see secrets to trading is in the chat here. Appreciate you coming into the chat. Let's see. Mar's in the chat too. Good to see you as well, Mar. And let's see. If you guys have requests, I'm starting to take requests right now. We just talked about Solana. We got into Ethereum. We know that most of the cryptocurrency market is having a bad day, but eventually we'll look at Bitcoin at some point here. But we're just looking at Ethereum, seeing where it could go next here. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. I'm going to go into the daily time frame. What was great to see with Ethereum is that we did get above that 200-day moving average, which was acting as resistance all throughout like May into the first week of June here. So that's good to see. If the crypto markets continue being bearish, or we continue getting more bad news from the Middle East here, then I believe we could end up coming down to this 200-day moving average and retesting it at 2654. This is a level where we should hopefully get some support to stay above it. If not, then this could be a fake out, and we might end up coming back down to lower prices here on Ethereum. We could be talking about $2,400 Ethereum all over again here. But as I zoom out here some more, I do have some previous Fibonacci analysis here. The previous Fibonacci analysis says that Ethereum, right, if it continues being bullish, we should see a 1618 that gets us to about a $3,400 Ethereum before we get some resistance here. And if I turn the VRVP and I just zoom out here and gather some more data, let's give this thing a chance to reset itself. You have a high volume node here at like $3,300 Ethereum. So I think $1,300 Ethereum is still in the cards here for us. We're at the point where if we can get past $2,800 Ethereum, which we did earlier today, we were almost at $2,900. But if we can get past that area, there's a drop in the VRVP. We won't get that much resistance until we get to $3,000 Ethereum, or even with the value area high is sitting at 3170 for Ethereum. So Ethereum is primed and ready to go to higher prices. It just seems as though that you know, with the way the markets are handling the news out of the Middle East, Ethereum doesn't really want to do that just yet. Okay. So those are your upside targets and downside targets for Ethereum. Downside target, we could come down to $2,400. Upside target, we could get up to $3,400. In the near term, I gave you the day trader targets. I think you know, looking back at the 1 hour time frame here, you know, Ethereum could come down to the 2650 level here, where the 50-day moving average is 50 moving average is sitting at for the 1 hour time frame, and then also on the 4 hour time frame, yeah, about roughly yeah, about like 2674 is where Ethereum could come down to. All right, so just recapping on that. Let's get into some other cryptocurrencies here. Let's take a look at what XRP is doing. XRP, going on to the daily time frame here. XRP is also it was stronger about a couple of months ago, but this thing is now treating its 200-day movement as resistance, this red line here. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. That 200-day movement average, we need to get above that for us to be officially bullish on XRP. If we can get above that $2.36 level here, then we're talking, you know, some serious business where XRP could go up to higher prices here, and it could do it really fast. Because if I turn on the VRVP now, right, you'll see that we have very little resistance after we get past $2.60. Once we get past $2.60, the volume here drops off on the VRVP, and we have $3.11 as the next target price for XRP. See, Trader Intuition made it into chat. Appreciate you coming on. Let me know how you like the music here. Let me know if the music's too loud, or if I should turn it up a little bit. But I had to add some new music to the live streams here. I was getting tired of listening to the other songs here back and forth. I think I like this music selection so far, and I'm glad you guys are liking it. Appreciate the comment there. And guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get the amount of likes to match the amount of people in the live stream right now. I think that should be an easy to do target. Appreciate that. I'm just trying to see if my TikTok streamers have any requests here. All right. Appreciate the follow. Don't forget to hit the follow button if you're new to the Meet Gaming channel. Thank you. Subscribe for my YouTube, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Yeah. So we looked at XRP, looked at Solana and Ethereum. I think it's now time for us to get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently trading. Where's that price? $108,441 here. And I got all this noise on the chart here. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. Bitcoin daily time frame 21 EMA could be support at $106,800 Bitcoin, which coincides with where the 786 retracement level is at. If Bitcoin decides to come down to those levels, we just don't know. I mean, if we get some more bad news out of the Middle East, then I believe that this could send the price of Bitcoin down temporarily into the $106,000, $105,000 area for Bitcoin. But we want to see this 21 EMA start acting as support, and we want to bounce off of it to go to higher prices here if we're going to continue being bullish here on Bitcoin. Now, what's very strange to me, right, looking at this chart, we had a hammer candle, right, on the daily time frame here on Tuesday. Usually hammer candles are bullish, but this hammer candle came at the top of this bullish move that we had here on Monday and throughout the weekend here. So why are we getting a bullish reversal candle near the top? It's a little bit confusing to me, but this just shows that there were buyers over here, okay? And I guess whoever bought Bitcoin after hearing the news about the Middle East, Iran and Israel, they decided to just sell. And we're back to kind of like the bottom of this candle wick that we had on Tuesday. So I think whoever was buying yesterday decided to cancel their buys and just sell. And we're getting this solid red, almost a bearish engulfing candle here. And this is not good, because if this has any follow through, then yeah, we could end up coming down to lower prices here going into tomorrow and Friday. And we just had a good CPI report. We had Donald Trump touting his trade deal with China, even though I think there wasn't really much to it. I think the whole Middle East thing threw everybody in for a loop today. So now we're getting this red bearish engulfing candle, and we could end up seeing some follow through. And I think $105,000 Bitcoin is where we could come down next. Let me just zoom into the forward time frame, see what the forward time frame has. We are up against the 21 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Could that be support? Could these be the lows for today? I don't know. Maybe. But if we continue going lower, then there is some moving average support here. Once again, at $106, almost $107,000 Bitcoin could be coming up on deck if we continue being bearish here. So I still think, if we're going to be bearish, we could lose another $2,000 to $3,000 here on Bitcoin. And we would still be bullish, right? But we lost a lot of this momentum that we were building up over the last couple of days here for Bitcoin. So that's it's a real, kick in the teeth right now is what we're getting. Let me just quickly do a Fibonacci analysis at this 4-hour time frame. And if I take this down to where we were trading at back here on Sunday in this weekend, you do have the 618 saying that, yeah, we should be getting support here at $108,600 Bitcoin. We're about a couple $100 shy of that. We could even do a deeper retracement, and the deep retracement takes you to 0.236 at $106,600 Bitcoin. And that's kind of like right where this 100-day moving average is sitting at on the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, I think $106,000 Bitcoin could still be in play here. But if we are going to be bullish, and if the bulls have their day, then the 1618 saying that we could see $113,000, almost $114,000 Bitcoin in the near future, maybe later on this week, if things cool down in the Middle East and we continue getting some more bullish news here on cryptocurrencies in the markets in general. All right, so that's Bitcoin for now. We could always come back to it. Trade Intuition is asking about ZBCN. He's saying that you're doing that for a scalp. We'll take a look at that. And John just wants to buy more cheaper Bitcoin. All right. ZBCN. Let's look at that. And then after this, we'll take a look at Joe's channel here on YouTube. All right. So here we are. We're looking at we'll look at the daily time frame for ZBCN. Hopefully I have this is coming off of data from Mexi. This is the price that's showing right now is 0.0042 pennies. Currently up 6% today on a day when most cryptocurrencies are bleeding. This thing is actually going up. That's interesting. And why are we getting this strength here? Well, we've already been coming down here on this crypto. This crypto got as high as about 0.007 pennies on June 2nd. we had a little bit of a double top with the candle wicks here, indicating that this was probably the top for now, and we did come down. Let me go ahead and do a quick fib retracement here. See if we hit any fib levels here, and I bet we did. Alright, so looking at the Fibonacci analysis here, fib retracement, it looks like we came down to the 0.382 level. Let's see, we got as low as 30.0037 here on Mexi Exchange, and that's like right up where the 0.382 retracement's at. So it looks like this 0.382 retracement is acting as support for now. Could you get a deeper retracement? Yeah, you could. And if you're looking for another scalp here, Joe, maybe you might get some of your buy limit orders filled in at this 0.236 level at 0.0028 pennies. Okay. But I think you could just, see if this is the lows for now. Put a stop loss at like maybe 0.036 or 0.0035. If you lose that level, then you're probably going to go down to that deep retracement, and then you can start, re-engaging your longs again at that 0.236 level here. Let me just zoom out here, and I'll turn on the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say about these levels. You got a value area high at 0.0047, and you got some high volume nodes here at 0.04. You're below, well, actually no, you're above that right now, so you're kind of like where these high volume nodes are at. You got a little bit of a high volume node at 0.038, but it looks like once you start losing 0.0038, you could drop really fast. I think you do have some confluence. There is a little bit of a volume on the VRVP at this 0.236 retracement, so you might get lucky enough to buy it at that area, and it might hold. But don't be surprised if it doesn't hold, because there's really not that much volume there. You got more volume right below you, basically where the moving averages are at on the daily time frame, and this POC at 0.0018 pennies. That might be where you could definitely get some longs, and you'll get a reaction, maybe like a pity bounce, a relief rally, if it does come down that low. But if this thing does decide to go to higher prices, right? We've just been talking about downside targets as of lately. But if on the upside, if this thing does go to higher prices, I think the first resistance is going to be this value area high at 0.0047 pennies. And then once you get past that, you have volume dropping off, and you got some resistance at 0.006 pennies, which is confluent with that 786 retracement. So I think your upside is still the 786 retracement at 0.006 pennies. I'll even mark that off on the chart here, so we can look at that later. That should be your take profit target in the long term for now. Okay. I wish you good luck on your scalp there, Joe. I don't even know, are you doing a long or a short on your scalp? What are you trying to do there, Joe? But since we're talking about Joe, let me show you guys what Joe's YouTube channel kind of looks like here. Let's see, I gotta load this up. Where is it? Trade Intuition. And guys, another fellow YouTuber that does some pretty good TA and loves teaching you guys as much as he can about his TA is Trade Intuition. He's got a good amount of followers here, and he's going live. He usually goes live during the afternoons. Let me see. Let's see. He's got his schedule right here. He streams Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And there's a little description about his channel. He's also on TikTok as well. For you TikTok guys, you can look him up. And yeah, good guy. Good guy to learn more about crypto here. He's got some good music too. You should listen to his music. Matter of fact, let me see if I can play a little bit of his music here. Let's see. Which one should I? I'm not sure which one I should choose right here. But let's go ahead and click this one.
Stepping up the game, searching data intuition. Results came in, but making money is the mission. Type data intuition, but instead found trade intuition. Now stacking up the gains, no longer wishing. Searching for love, trying to find a spark, looking for data intuition, but landed in the dark. But the screen lit up, yeah, the charts came alive. Trade intuition, showing how to survive. No acronyms, no jargon, keep it simple and clean.
So he's got a little bit of rap music there for you guys.
Candlesticks dancing,
and you can also learn some stuff about chart patterns while you listen to the music here. So yeah, that's my my buddy there, Joe, on the Trade Intuition channel. Let's see, what did Trade have to say here? Waiting for a long 3 minute to cross my 9 simple moving average and 30 simple moving average. Okay, so you're still patiently waiting for that long. After I got stopped out on a few of my trades because of the chaos this afternoon with the Middle East, I decided to take a break from trading myself. And I'm just gonna wait for better setups either later on tonight or going into tomorrow. I'll see what the markets are doing around that time. But I have my limits as to how much money I want to lose on a particular day, and I came up to that limit today, so I decided that if it's not working, if I have a few bad trades and it's just not working in my favor, then I usually take the day off from trading. And I think that's something that a lot of traders should start thinking about, especially if you're new to trading. You got to figure out what are your limits, how much losses can you take in one day, and just figure that, maybe it's just not your day. And maybe you gotta try again tomorrow or later on that week, but whatever it is that you're doing for that day is just not working, and there's no point in continuing to do something that's not working and continuing to lose more money. So I decided to put the brakes on my trading for now, after a lot of my trades just went south on me, and I tried entering some more trades, and they also went down on me too. So you got to just know what your limits are as a trader. And just figure like, hey, you know what, you could have good days and bad days. I had a really good day yesterday. Today, not so good. I came in, I almost chased on with the fact that the market was up after I woke up, and then I tried getting in what I thought was some good setups, and then they ended up becoming bad trades, and they kept getting stopped out. And I did not know that there was bad news in the Middle East that was affecting the markets. So that's what ended up messing me up today. But still lost less money today than I did making money yesterday. So still up on the P&L. And that's what counts the most, because we're trying to make money, not lose money. And when you're losing money, you got to cut your losers quick, and you got to just figure, maybe that today's just not your day. Live to fight another day. You guys might have heard that before, but it rings especially true during when you're trading, when you're day trading these assets here. Let's go ahead and take a look at SUI. All right, we're looking at the daily time frame for SUI. SUI is currently trading at $3.37, down 3.4% today. And we have, we had a falling wedge, which is, usually bullish. It's a bullish chart pattern. Usually it breaks out to the upside rather than going to the downside. And we were getting that upside breakout until we got the bad news today from the Middle East, is what I'm chalking things up to. It was nice to see that SUI got above this red line. This 200-day moving average was sitting at $3.44. And we're just now below it. Would be nice if we can just reverse and get a green candle going into tomorrow, but you don't always get what you want and hope for. I think I'm going to try to do a fib analysis here, see what SUI might end up doing next here. We came down as low as there. So we have a 0.236 retracement that says that SUI could come down a little bit further, down to like $3.21. And that's kind of confluent with this 100-day moving average, and also where these candle wicks, where these candles were trading. We had some sideways trading at this area, so I think $3.21 seems fair if SUI was to come down lower. Okay. You're hoping to get a reaction and use that as support if you do come down lower. If SUI does continue being bullish though, we have a 0.5 retracement that says that $3.58 SUI could be some resistance, and let's see. That's almost where we almost got as high as that level here on Tuesday, yesterday. So that's going to be your first target. If you're day trading it, you're definitely putting that as your target. That was the high for Tuesday. But if you're in it for longer than that, and if you're swing trading it, you're probably looking to see if SUI can get up to this 0.61 retracement at $3.75, or even the 0.786 level at $3.99. Okay, is your long-term target if you're bullish on SUI for a swing trade. But if you're in it for a long term, we still have this 1618 saying that SUI could get up to $5. $5.17 SUI. And I think, yeah, SUI's been as high as $5. Yep, it's been as high as $5 back in January. So we're just trying to see if SUI, if you're long-term trading SUI, you're looking to see if SUI can get back to $5 again. I have some spot bags in SUI myself, and I'm hoping that it can get back to $5 as well. I'm hoping it can get higher than that too. But we'll just work on $5 for now. Alright. I see people coming in on my TikTok, but no one's really putting in requests right now. Okay. We can keep this stream short and sweet. I do have other things I need to do. Let's see. Mario did put a request in for SPX 6900. Sure, we'll do that next. Thank you, Mario, for the request. And guys, if you can help me hit my target on TikTok, I am trying to get some of these roses here for my TikTok streamers. That's my subscription goal, streaming goal here. Let's see, John 360. All right, yeah, let's take a look at SPX 6900 from my buddy Mario. SPX 6900 currently trading at $1.60 right now. And man, I mean, is this the blow off top, or is this thing gonna just continue going higher here? Because this thing has already made its run. This thing was trading this weekend at like $1.07, and now we're at $1.60. We're up like almost 60% in less than a few days here, in less than 1 week. This thing has been to higher prices though. Back here in January, we saw this thing trading as high as $1.80. Did we hit that today? $1.74. So we almost hit the highs that we made in January. So that kind of makes sense that we kind of topped out in that area, right? Whoever bought in January at $1.80 for SPX 6900, they had to wait 5 to 6 months just to break even. So I'm expecting that there's going to be some selling pressure at that level. $1.80 for SPS 6900. You're getting really far away from your moving averages, so this thing could come back down. If it doesn't create support here at, in this $1.60 area, then you could come down. I'd probably say down to $1.10, where you got some sideways trading action here in the beginning of June. And you also have the 21 EMA had a $1.09, so this thing could come down as fast as it went up if I don't know, if it loses its momentum here. Let's look at the momentum indicators here. Let's see. Oscillator, RSI. You are overbought. You are at 79.80 on the RSI. You are overbought. Anything above 70 is considered overbought. So this thing should be coming down. So be wary of that. MACD, you still have some green candles here. I'd be very wary if you start seeing light green come into play. If light green comes into play, that means you probably are topping out on SPX 6900 here. Stochastic RSI is high, obviously, because this thing has made a really bullish exponential move already. And then just looking at Market Cipher B, you do have a green dot here on Sunday. But the problem with having a green dot is the next dot's going to be a red dot. You don't know when that's going to happen, but when you see that red dot, then yeah, I would say for sure SPX 6900 has topped out once you see that red dot come up on Market Cipher B here on the daily time frame. But yeah, downside target for this thing, it could come down to $1.10 before it finds some support. Upside target, I still think $1.80 is gonna be hard to beat, because that's the area that this thing was trading at in January, and it didn't even close above there. So I see more downside than upside to this cryptocurrency. But I'd be surprised if it does make it past $1.80. We'll do a Fibonacci analysis if it does get back to $1.80 in the meantime. Just make that request for this cryptocurrency again, and we'll take a look at it once it does get to $1.80. But yeah, I would say be ready to sell at $1.80. Don't try to book in your profits if you have them. I might even book in the profits right now, seeing how this thing got so far away from the 21 EMA and it's overbought on the RSI. I would probably start selling something. You don't have to sell all of it, but I would sell something just to say that you made some money. Alright, let's see. John is saying, thanks, I tried, my ledger is not available. Okay. I'm just reading Joe's comments here. That's a good question, John. I don't know if ZBCN is a crypto that you can store on Ledger. I would believe it would be, but I never actually looked into it myself. I'd be surprised if you weren't, though, if you weren't able to, because you're usually able to store a lot of cryptos on the Ledger hardware wallet. I think I might do one more cryptocurrency, and then that's it for me, guys. I'm gonna keep this stream short and sweet. Kind of getting a little bit of a headache right now, to be honest. Not from the music. I was out in the sun earlier today, and I think I don't know, being out in the sun, it kind of like drains your energy a little bit. Able to get a good tan, but it does drain you a little bit. All right, I think we'll take a look at AVAX, and then we'll probably call that a stream for now. AVAX currently trading at $21.53, up, down 4.6% today. AVAX was looking really good on the charts, right? You had your double bottom here in March and April. You were making higher highs and higher lows. Looks like the 100-day moving average was acting as resistance, and then you changed your uptrend into a downtrend, and now you're making lower highs and lower lows. Come on, AVAX, you gotta do better than that. Stochastic RSI is pretty high in the daily time frame, even after this red candle that we just had. That's no bueno. You did have a green dot on Market Cypher B saying that you should have been buying Avalanche on Monday, 2 days ago. Interesting. So, I don't know, guys. Was this little bull run rally that we were supposed to get in crypto, is this getting canceled because of Middle East tensions and the fighting that might be happening between Israel and Iran? Because it looks like it got canceled according to the charts here. But yeah, AVAX 100-day moving average acting as resistance for some reason. They're really respecting this as resistance for now. I would like to see AVAX get above $25 before I can become bullish again on this crypto. And then of course, I really want to see it get above this 200-day moving average at $28.55. That would solidify that you're back to being in a bull market on Avalanche. In my opinion, anytime you're below the 200-day, you're bearish. You're in a bear market. Anytime you're above the 200-day, you're bullish. You could be in a bull market. Avalanche is trying. It's trying to get up there, but it hasn't done so far. Dave's in the chat. Hey Dave, you kind of made it towards the end of my stream. I was going to keep this one short and sweet for now. Just a 1-hour live stream here. We talked about Solana earlier in the live stream. There might be a Solana ETF this summer that could be good for a lot of cryptos, including Ethereum, because if Solana gets an ETF, then that probably means that Ethereum is going to get a spot ETF with staking, because Solana has staking as well. So could be a bit of good news later on this summer for some of these altcoins. And if Solana gets an ETF, then I would expect XRP to be next on deck as well. So XRP should be getting an ETF. But we already talked about those cryptocurrencies in this live stream. We did a few requests here. And we're looking at Avalanche right now. And then I'm going to finish off on Bitcoin, and that's going to be it for today. But yeah, Avalanche, got to get above $25 for me to be bullish again on it. And then I want to eventually see it get above $28, $29 to actually be long-term bullish on it. If we do come down here on Avalanche, you know, I want to see if right over here holds at $18.74. I would hate for us to have to come down to that level. I would hope that we're able to get some support off this green line, the 50-day moving average. The moving average traders, hopefully they're able to defend $20.71, which is very close to where we're at right now on Avalanche. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Going into Bitcoin, let's go finish off here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently trading at $108,600. I did do a fib analysis that kind of shows why we kind of hung out here at this level for now. And that's basically, if you look here, you got the 0.618 level here, $108,600 Bitcoin is the 0.618 level. We could come down further to 0.5 or 0.382, where we might see $107,000, $108,000 Bitcoin. But I feel like there's even stronger support at the 21 EMA here, this white line. We could see $106,000 Bitcoin all over again if we get some more bad news tomorrow. Whether it's cryptocurrency bad news or worldwide market news that's sending us down, I think $106,000 Bitcoin could be coming back into play again if Bitcoin's going to continue its down correction here. But yeah, very, very interesting to see that we had, let me just get rid of this now, this fib retracement. We had like a bullish reversal candle at the top of a move. Okay, usually you don't get a hammer candle you usually don't get a hammer candle at the top. You get a hammer candle at the bottom after you've been bearish for a while. So the hammer candle is usually a reversal candle that usually sends you to the upside. So it's very interesting that we had that hammer candle yesterday. And now here we are today, and we're going down. Okay. Usually you would see a shooting star candle that would be a bearish candle that would send us down. So this is just confusing in my opinion. Why we had a bullish reversal candle at the top of a move, and then we had this bearish engulfing candle here. And this is just telling me that whoever bought Bitcoin enthusiastically, all these buyers that pushed the price back up to where it started on Tuesday, they probably just canceled their buy orders because of the Middle East, the news in the Middle East right now. And we're getting a bearish engulfing candle that's taking us basically down to the same prices that we were at near the lows of Tuesday. So that's how I'm interpreting this chart, this price chart action that we got going on here. I feel like whoever bought yesterday decided to sell today. Yeah, that's the way it's looking to me. But guys, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this live stream, don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. We'll try to go live again tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe I'll be able to get on live a little bit earlier, around like 5 p.m. East Coast time. But yeah, I'm gonna close out this live stream. I appreciate you guys coming on board, and thanks for jumping on board and hitting that follow button. If you haven't hit the follow button, go ahead and do that. And if you're on YouTube here, see me for the first time, and you want to see me again, don't forget that subscribe button. Okay? Take care, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for enjoying the stream. Appreciate the kind words.